मैं हूँ नाइक
और मैं हूँ विशांत नाइक
और आज हम आए हैं आज़ादी का अमृत महोत्सव बर्मिंघम में।
कंसुलेट जनरल ऑफ इंडिया में जो कि बर्मिंघम में इधर सब प्लेयर्स जो कॉमनवेल्थ खेलने वाले हैं वो इधर आज़ादी के महोत्सव में स्टेज पे आएंगे और एक स्पीच होगा जो कि हम आपको दिखाएंगे अपनी वीडियो में। तो चलिए हमारे साथ शुरू करते हैं।
Let me introduce you to the team. First of all, we have Abhay Singh, squash player, Asian Junior Team, Asian Junior Team gold medalist and British Open Under-23s gold medalist. Then we have Pranati Naik, a gymnast, Asian gymnastics champion. Who's a boxer, heavyweight, current national champion. We then have Harindapal Singh Sandhu, a squash player. Asian Games Incheon 2014 gold medalist and Asian Beach Games Thailand 2014. Ashish Chaudhary, a boxer, Tokyo Olympics Team India and Asian Boxing Championship silver medalist. Take a seat. I think you can hear me fine, can't you?
Yeah.
Right, so I won't use a microphone. There's a microphone that you guys will have to share. So something I just found out is not all of them speak the best English.
ठीक है.
And I don't speak the best Hindi. But between us, we're going to get through this and ask some really interesting
We
questions.
understand both.
I'll start off with some questions, talk to the team, and then we'll open up to the audience so you can ask any questions you may have. So please get ready with your questions, and I think we've got some roving mics which will come out to the audience in a bit. So first of all, welcome to Birmingham. Birmingham आपका स्वागत करता है. And to Birmingham City University's Royal Birmingham Conservatoire. So the biggest question I have for you, I think everybody will agree that our parents always want us to do well, become doctors, bankers, accountants, study hard and have a steady career. So how did you find achieving a career in sports? So who would like to answer that first? Sports में आप कैसे career आपने बनाया? How did you start?
Hello. I belong for a sportsman family. So मेरी फैमिली में सभी गेम करते हैं, तो सभी नेशनल लेवल मेडलिस्ट हैं. मेरे फादर भी एक नेशनल लेवल मेडल प्लेयर थे, तो वो चाहते हैं कि मैं भी एक अच्छा स्पोर्ट्समैन बनूँ. उनका ड्रीम था कि मैं ओलंपिक खेलूँ और काफ़ी ऐसे कॉमनवेल्थ एशियन गेम्स में और इंडिया को रिप्रेजेंट करके उनको मेडल लाऊँ. तो जर्नी वैसे स्टार्ट हुई. बचपन से ही उन्होंने मेरे माइंड को उस तरीके से सेट किया मेरे लिए कि मैं एक अच्छी सोच लेके जो है स्पोर्ट्स स्टार्ट करूं. तो ऐसे ही मेरा करियर स्टार्ट हुआ था. तो मेरी फैमिली ने कभी मुझे फोर्स नहीं की कि मैं स्टडी करूं. वो चाहते थे कि मैं एक अच्छा स्पोर्ट्समैन बनूं.
For anything else into a different type of career, and he got full support from his family, which is great. Sorry?
नया भारत.
नमस्कार जी. नमस्कार. मैं सागर इंडिया टीम को कॉमनवेल्थ गेम में रिप्रेजेंट कर रहा हूँ. मैंने बॉक्सिंग 18 साल के बाद स्टार्ट करी थी. मेरे पिताजी किसान हैं जी, तो
his parents were farmers, And I was reading about you actually. आपकी फैमिली किसान थे, लेकिन आपको एक आर्टिकल पढ़ के आपको boxing का interest पड़ा. So he was son of a farmer, but actually he read a life-changing article about the fight of the century between Mayweather Jr. and Manny Pacquiao. Okay. Thank you. I always like a bit of audience interaction, and we like to respond. So, so Sagar was saying that he came from a family of farmers, and I read a little bit about him, and I thought that was really interesting, that he read a life-changing article about the fight of the century between Floyd Mayweather Jr. and Manny Pacquiao, and that's what got your interest in boxing. So, वो आर्टिकल में क्या था जो आपको अच्छी लगी और आपको बॉक्सिंग का शौक आगे बढ़ा?
ये अच्छी न्यूज़ थी, बहुत बड़ा आर्टिकल लिखा रखा था उसमें, उसके बारे में सब कुछ कि उन्होंने फाइट करी, आज तक लॉस नहीं हुआ वो, और दोनों बहुत अच्छी फाइट थी वो, इसलिए मुझे अच्छा लगा.
He read the article and they were just both really good fighters, and that inspired him to want to follow boxing. So let's move on to, I'll go to Pranati next. How did you get involved in gymnastics? Gymnastics आपको कैसे interest हुआ?
मैं बहुत छोटी सी गांव से हूँ और मुझे पता नहीं था कि जिम्नास्टिक होता क्या है. मुझे लगता था कि मैं योगासन कर रही हूँ. पापा और मम्मी ने बहुत सपोर्ट किया. उसके बाद मैंने जिम्नास्टिक मेनली स्टार्ट किया 2004 से और अभी भी कर रही हूँ. अभी मेरा 3rd कॉमनवेल्थ है और मेरे गांव से लेके कलकत्ता में यही होता है कि जिम्नास्टिक में बहुत जल्दी स्टार्ट करना पड़ता है और 22-23 ईयर्स में छोड़ना पड़ता है. लेकिन मैंने रिसेंटली 26 में अभी टोक्यो ओलंपिक खेला, तो ये चेंज हुआ है. चाहे तो मतलब उम्र अगर बढ़ जाए तो खेल सकते हैं.
Says that she started, she's from a very small village, and she didn't really know what gymnastics was, but she was fully supported by her parents, and she's now taken part in a number of games. And quite often you start really early in gymnastics. By the age of 22, you finish, and that's your career over, but you've still carried on. You're 26 now, is that right? 27. She said it. That's a career that normally ends at 22, she's still able to fulfill and fully supported with that, and she's doing a fantastic job and doing really well. And something that I found out about Pranati is the 2nd Indian female gymnast to qualify for the Olympic Games. So let's hear a little bit from Abhay about being a squash player. How did that happen?
Thank you all for coming firstly. So when I was around 7 years old, I used to live in an apartment complex, and my neighbor actually was a good squash player. So my mum just sent me along with him one day, and that's where it all began.
And what drew you to the game? What did you instantly like it, or did you kind of grow to like it?
So I didn't really like it till I was 16, and then...
But you persevered?
I think it was more like just an excuse to probably miss school or go to school later.
So there's a great lesson in that, if your children say they want to miss school and do something else, encourage them. Because and then we're going to move over to Harindapal, who's got a little bit of an interesting story, which we may get out now. So, how did you get into school? Well, actually, let's ask a thing. What I read is your first love was cricket, like any good Indian, except me. But then you somehow moved into squash. So, वो कैसे हुआ आपके लिए?
As a kid, I was in my school cricketing back home in Mohali, in a school called Yadavinder Public School. So, started off in athletics and then cricket came. Cricket happened because I like playing with a lot of my friends. So everyone was playing cricket and it was played in wide open fields. So as a kid, it was a dream for any kid to run around chasing football or a cricket ball in the field. And I moved to squash because in a school we had different kind of sports selections from every class. So my coach selected me, and initially I didn't want to play squash. I used to hide. Like in a school, we used to have a sports hour every day from 3 to 4, and I used to just run away to the cricket field, and my coach would be standing just outside the squash courts to have a lookout for me because I was missing a lot of squash classes. So he used to come chase me to the cricket field, and I used to hide behind the nets and tell my friends, when he goes, call me. I want to bat. I want to bowl as well. So slowly, squash started happening, and here I am today.
So what was the final? So what was the final straw that broke the camel's back and made you switch from cricket to squash?
It was just a challenge of the game. It was a very new game. Like no one had heard of squash like 20 years back. It was very new, and just the urge to hit the small ball on the front wall. Just that I need to do it better. I need to do it better every day. I need to beat my seniors, especially, so that they start liking me.
So there's definite ambition there, competitive urge to want to get better and beat other people. So that's why you're here and competing in the games, which we will wish you all the success for. What has been your journey? What has your journey been like to get here to Birmingham for the 2022 Commonwealth Games? What kind of things have you had to do? क्या करना पड़ा है आपको यहाँ पे आने के लिए Birmingham 2022 Commonwealth Games के लिए? Anybody want to start?
पहले तो हमें काफ़ी कुछ स्ट्रगल करना पड़ा, काफ़ी कुछ सेक्रीफाइस काफ़ी इम्पोर्टेंट है स्पोर्ट्स में, तो काफ़ी चीज़ों से सेक्रीफाइस करके हमें यहाँ तक पहुँचना
क्या सेक्रीफाइस करना पड़ा?
स्पेशली घर से सेक्रीफाइस करना पड़ा। घर नहीं रह के ट्रेडिंग के लिए डिफरेंट प्लेसेस में जाके प्रैक्टिस करना इन चीज़ों को लेके, और काफ़ी चीज़ें जैसे होते हैं कि हमारे फ्रेंड्स जो होते हैं मौज मस्ती करते हैं, हम उन चीज़ों से सेक्रीफाइस करते हैं, और डाइट को लेके फास्ट फूड नहीं खा सकते। इन सब चीज़ें छोटी छोटी चीज़ें होती हैं, इन सब चीज़ों से सेक्रीफाइस करके ही जो है एक अच्छा प्लेयर बना जाता है। यार काफ़ी ऐसा टाइम आता है कि हमारे अप्स एंड डाउन आते हैं लाइफ में, तो काफ़ी बार ऐसा हुआ कि मुझे लगा कि शायद मैं बॉक्सिंग छोड़ दूँगा, क्विट कर दूँगा, तो एक होता है कि होप, हल्की छोटी सी होप जो होती है, एक हल्का सा जो मिलता है, उससे हम फिर स्टैंड अप करते हैं और मूव ऑन करते हैं और नेक्स्ट लेवल पहुँचते हैं। सो ये सब चीज़ें मुझे लगता है कि हर स्पोर्ट्समैन की लाइफ में होती है, और कुछ जो है इस चीज़ में हार मान जाते हैं और कुछ जो है स्टेप अप करते हैं।
There have been a lot of struggles getting to this point, and they've had to make a lot of sacrifices, things that everybody else takes for granted, going out and hanging out with their friends, being social. When people are kind of going and having fun, they've been practicing and keeping their dedication to the sport. And there have been times when they've wanted to give up, but they've held on to that hope to persevere and carry on with their ambition to represent their sport. And then represent their country here in Birmingham, which is fantastic.
जस्ट हमारा सेक्रीफाइस नहीं, हमारे फैमिली का भी, वो भी इनका सपोर्ट के बिना कुछ भी पॉसिबल नहीं होता। तो मुझे लगता है कि जितना हमने सेक्रीफाइस किया है उससे ज़्यादा हमारी फैमिली ने किया है, क्योंकि हमारा खर्चा ये सब चीज़ें हम सब कोई वी आर नॉट टू रिच, सो हम एक मिडिल फैमिली से आते हैं, तो फैमिली का सेक्रीफाइस ही हमें यहाँ तक पहुँचा पाता है।
It's a really important point. That not only these people as athletes have made the sacrifices, but their families have made sacrifices in order to support them. They don't all come from kind of very rich families, so in terms of supporting their training and whatever equipment that they need, the money that they need to raise for that, the families have made sacrifices to make sure that they got what they needed to have in order to succeed and prosper in the sports that they're doing. Fantastic. Does anybody else want to add anything to that? Abhay?
Yeah, I mean, like he said, I think he kind of covered everything. It's just not the sacrifices an athlete makes. There's a lot of, your family being involved. There are mornings where you don't feel like waking up and going to training, and then when you probably travel halfway around the world to a tournament and it doesn't go well, then the world can seem very lonely. And like he said, you either give up or you step up, and that's what makes a champion, and that's why you see a lot of us here today.
You've all stepped up and you're all here. So we're very honoured to have you here. I'm very proud that you've continued to step up even when you probably haven't felt like it. And Abhay, actually, I'm going to come back to you. I read a tweet that you posted thanking your coach, Cyrus, for making your childhood dream come true. So how important are coaches to you all? And you can tell me a little bit more about Cyrus and why that means so much. Like the picture that you tweeted was you and Cyrus standing next to Perry, the mascot for the Commonwealth Games.
So I come from Chennai, the south.
Do you reckon we've got anybody from Chennai in the audience?
My family is from Punjab, but I live in Chennai.
Competition, so it's a Punjab versus Chennai thing. Who can scream the loudest? Punjab? Chennai? You can call that. Is it draw?
It's a draw.
India! That's brilliant. Thank you so much. And I wanted to come to Sagar actually. Sagar. You had a 7-year journey to gear up for being a super heavyweight boxer. So what sort of things have you had to do in that 7 year to be ready for a super heavyweight boxer?
मैं 2017 में स्टार्ट करी थी मैंने बॉक्सिंग 5 साल से, तो बहुत ट्रेनिंग अच्छी करी है लगातार, तब से अच्छी ट्रेनिंग चल रही है, बहुत अच्छा।
I think the key answer there is a lot of training. I think let's open it out to the audience, and if anyone's got some questions, we'll get the mic to you. We've got someone, the first hand that went up was this gentleman here with the glasses.
Mr. Jen.
Gurpreet, if you can get the mic there.
Yeah, pass it back. Pass it on. Yeah, here. Thank you.
Good evening.
Stand up. But you've been asked to stand up.
Good evening to all the Indian team. Firstly, from all the people of India and from all of us, Hamara aapka aashirwad hai. Best of luck to you. There's a small request for Sagar. Can he stand up and show some of those knockout punches that you're going to deliver? That's it. Thank you.
And I think just to the right of you there was a question. Yeah, the guy in the blue shirt and tie.
Yeah, hello everyone. Okay, my name is Gaurang and I'm a student of Birmingham City University. And welcome to Birmingham, and we wish you all the best. Okay. My question to, I think, Pranavati, right? The girl? Okay. And maybe to Chandra, like, India में हम लोग cricket is a kind of religion, right? Cricket को सब लोग मानते हैं. If you are in cricket, you will get a lot of money, lot of fame and everything, right? तो cricket को छोड़कर आप लोगों ने कुछ अलग किया, right? तो you must have faced the challenges like, पैसे नहीं मिलते होंगे, infrastructure is not that much good, training का भी problem हो सकता है, right? So how you overcome all these things? मतलब आपके मन में ऐसा कुछ नहीं हो कि ये सब छोड़ देते, उससे अच्छा क्रिकेट खेलेंगे, 5-10 साल खेलेंगे, IPL भी खेल लिया तो भी ज़्यादा पैसा बन जाएगा, and then we don't need to earn for full of life. तो क्या आपके मन में चल रहा था कि आपने क्रिकेट को छोड़कर ये सिलेक्ट किया?
जब स्टार्ट किया था तो दीपा कर्मकर है हमारा इंडियन जिम्नास्टिक का जो क्वीन है इंडिया की, तो उन्होंने 2014 कॉमनवेल्थ गेम से मेडल लिया था। तो उनको देख के लगा था, तब मैं भी थी उनके साथ, स्कॉटलैंड पे हुआ था, तो उनको देख के लगा था कि अगर दीदी कर सकती है तो हम लोग भी कर सकते हैं। तो पीछे पीछे उनके साथ जाते जाते तो उनको ओलंपिक के बाद सेकेंड में मैंने भी खेल लिया। तो कोशिश रहेगी कि आगे भी और अच्छा करना है, एक जुनून रहता है क्योंकि कुछ करना है आगे। तो तो वही चल रहा है अभी।
So the question was about cricket being the religion of India, and they've all chosen to do a different sport, and what was the motivation behind that? And Pranati was saying that, I forgot the name, Deepa Karmika was somebody that she looked up to and was a role model, and she thought, well, if she can do it, so can I. So I think, sabke liye aisa hi hai, have you seen role models? That's why you've gone ahead. Who's been your role model, Abhay?
So the National Center is in Chennai, and I walked in there as a 6-year-old, and there was one person I looked up to who's sitting right here. When he won the national championship in 2014, and I've grown up with him. We were the only 2 Punjabi kids in Chennai, so there it is. So from him being my idol to him being my teammate today, it's it's been a good journey.
That's amazing. Arindapal?
Can I just add something to the previous question that
sure.
so asked? He's talked about cricket, money and everything. Like हमारे लिए पैसे से भी ज़्यादा इम्पोर्टेंट है कि इंडिया के जर्सी पहना और
more than money, in response to the earlier question about cricket and IPL and making money, is what's more important to them is wearing India's colours and wearing India's t-shirt and representing their country.
और even more than money और पैसे से भी ज़्यादा इम्पोर्टेंट है जो गोल्ड, सिल्वर, ब्रॉन्ज मिलता है वो पैसे से कहीं ज़्यादा ऊपर है.
So winning a gold, silver or bronze medal is way above any money that you can probably earn from any sports. That's what's really important. Ashish and Sagar, do you want to add anything to that? Any role models for you?
जी बिल्कुल. मैं जब स्टार्टिंग की थी बॉक्सिंग में तो उस टाइम विजेंद्र भाई जो थे वो काफ़ी फेमस थे और उनका 2008 में जब मेडल आया था तो उस टाइम मेरे फादर ने और उनके साथ जो थे वो बॉक्सर थे शिवा थापा, विकास कृष्ण और सुमित सांगवान. ये तीनों बॉक्सर मेरी एज के थे, ऑलमोस्ट 1 ईयर बिगर देन मी. पर मेरे फादर ने बोला कि जब ये लड़के जो है ये अचीव कर रहे हैं और तुम यहाँ पे बैठ के जिस नेशनल में पार्टिसिपेट करके खुश हो तो तुम्हारा लेवल क्या है इनके आगे, जब ये कर सकते हैं तुम क्यों नहीं कर सकते. तो ये चीज़ जो है वहाँ से शुरुआत हुई थी. वो मेरे आप बोल सकते हैं कि रोल मॉडल रहे हैं और उनके साथ मैं टीम में हूँ. अभी मेरे साथ वो शिवा थापा भाई जो है अभी मेरे साथ मेरे रूममेट भी है और हम एक ही टीम में हैं और ये मेरे लिए बहुत खुशी की बात है. मैं बहुत प्राउड फील करता हूँ.
So we have a question from over there. Thank you.
Hi, I'm Dr. Poonam Ayurveda consultant here in the UK. I want to ask, obviously, Parinthi and maybe Sagarji, what is your diet, nutrition plan like when, sometimes you may have to build up your weight to get into this form or you might have to lose your weight through this time. So, how do you manage that? तो आपका आहार, आपकी दिनचर्या कैसे रहती है ताकि आप यहाँ तक पहुँचे हैं इतने स्ट्रगल के साथ साथ कैसे मैनेज करते हैं?
मैं सुपर हेवीवेट में खेलता हूँ तो डाइट हेल्थी डाइट रखते हैं. हमारे में वेट कम करने का मेरे उसमें कोई वो नहीं होता है.
I didn't catch the answer to that question, but it was about weight. What did you say?
दबा के खाते हैं.
So he's heavyweight, he doesn't have to lose weight, so he can, that's his response. We have a lot of questions, but not enough time, so we're going to probably take 2 more questions, and there's one over there.
One here.
Hi, I'm from the generation that Ramesh was earlier mentioning. I'm Dr. Rohit Sharma. So we come from the generation when doctors and CAs and pharmacists and everybody else. So the question is that what is best piece of advice that you ever got from your coaches or guides or gurus that still stayed or is still there with you today? कौन सी ऐसी सीख है जो
What's the best advice that आपका गुरु के कोच आपने दिया है?
मुझे हमेशा एक सपोर्ट रहा है. हमारे यहाँ जो प्रेसिडेंट साहब रहे हैं जो हिमाचल के राजेश भंडारी जी, उनका बहुत सपोर्ट रहा है और उन्होंने हमेशा ही मुझे ये चीज़ बोली है कि गिरो लेकिन फिर उठने का दम रखो. कभी आगे बढ़ोगे, अदरवाइज नो वन विल हेल्प यू फॉर मतलब कोई भी आपको हेल्प नहीं करेगा कि आप स्टैंड हो और फिर से आगे बढ़े। किसी के पुश से आप कभी आगे नहीं बढ़ेंगे, खुद के हौसलों से और खुद के दम से ही आगे बढ़ा जाता है।
So wonderful advice there. Fall, but have the strength to get up, because only you can get up and have the strength to carry on. Courage. Thank you.
One question for this guy.
Hang on, shall we get the other advice?
Yes.
Or anyone else got any advice? आपने कोई नहीं दी? Somebody has given to you, your coach, your guru. किसी ने कहा आपको?
मेरी कोच ने मुझे कहा है, उन्होंने बोला है कि अच्छा प्लेयर तो बनना ही है, उसके साथ साथ एक अच्छा इंसान होना बहुत जरूरी है।
So you're going to be a good player, but also be a good person.
जैसे हर कोच वही बोलता है, जैसे सागर भाई ने बोला कि गिर के उठना ज़रूरी है। और one more piece of advice that I learned from my family is always know your roots, always know where you come from. You know, sometimes you tend to deviate with all the fame and all little bit of popularity that you get, but in that you kind of lack and lose respect towards others. So it's always very important to be humble and always remember where you come from and respect everyone.
I'm getting confused. There are so many hands. There's a microphone over here.
One from the child. Next generation. One from next generation.
Okay. All right. I'll come to you next. Hang on, that's cheating. I've got a question over here.
Hi everyone, I'm Ganesh. I am a working professional in the UK, and I was one of the aspirants being a sports person, but unfortunately मेरे साथ injury हो गई, so I wasn't going to play and carry forward in that sense. But my question for you, everyone, is that what's the one thing that you enjoyed most about your sport? So what's that one thing that, like in boxing could be like the uppercut or something like that, and squash could be, winning that once, like last point. So what's that one thing for you guys?
I think we're going to start off with Abhay because he was nodding as you asked the question.
Sport has, like we were talking about, struggles. It does have its perks as well, a few perks is like sitting here in front of such a lovely crowd. We get to meet a lot of people, go to a lot of different places, that shapes us as not just a sportsman, but also an individual, which is very important post your sporting career. So, yeah.
Thank you. And anyone else want to answer that question? Okay. No. Well, we'll go to the next question. So everyone is keen to speak to the next generation to one side.
Yes.
So we've got a little boy over there who's got an India T-shirt on, I think.
Oh.
Yes.
Hello, my name's Zahan. I like football and cricket, and so I have one question for you. How much would you give up to the dedication of your sport?
Say that one more time. How much would you give up?
For your sport.
For your sport. So what's that? Okay. So I think they talked a little bit about that. But is there anything else you'd like to add about how much you'd give up for your sport?
Yeah. How old are you?
9.
Yeah, right. So I left home when I was 12 years old to train at the Indian Squash Academy in Chennai. And so it's taken me almost 2 decades to win 1 gold medal. And I've been away from my family.
Quite a lot to give up, giving up your family home, your family, being with your family, your childhood almost, in order to dedicate to your sport.
For instance, I've not seen my younger brother grown up. Like he's 6 feet plus. I only saw him when he was 4 feet or something. I don't know where the middle height went. Plus I've left all the aloo paranthas to idlis and sambars of South.
Does anybody else want to answer that? What anything else you've given up?
मैं जब 13 साल का तो मैं हरियाणा मूव कर गया था। मैं एक्चुअली मैं हिमाचल का हूँ, और एक हिमाचली के हरियाणा मूव करना मेरे घर से काफ़ी प्रॉब्लम भी रही वहाँ पे, लेकिन मैं 13 साल की एज में ही हरियाणा मूव कर गया था स्पोर्ट्स के लिए।
So he moved again from home at the age of 13. Boy put his hand up really fast, so that's going to be the last question.
Yeah, it's a quick, I'm Prashant by the way. It's a quick question and then just a quick point.
अगर दो एथलीट्स जो सेम लेवल के नहीं है वो रेस लगाते हैं तो बोलते हैं ना 4 कदम आप पहले आगे एडवांटेज ले लो। अगर आप आपस में प्रैक्टिस करते हो तो क्या एडवांटेज देते हो एक दूसरे को?
सर हमारे बीच में ऐसा कुछ नहीं होता है। एक एक्सपीरियंस जो होता है वो एज के हिसाब से नहीं होता है सबसे पहले, और जब हम करते हैं तो वेट का डिफरेंस रहता है, तो सामने वाले को भी डर लगता है कि कहीं सामने वाला खिसके ना मार दे। क्योंकि बॉक्सिंग ऐसी गेम है कि आप चाहे हारो चाहे जीतो, आपको पंच तो खाना ही पड़ेगा, मार तो खाने पड़ेगी, तो दोनों साइड से सेफ रहते, सेफ्टी चलती है।
But I just want to say one thing. आप सब लोग world over you've represented India, but this is one city in which you will be cheered by Indians more than even English team will be cheered by Englishmen. So we outplay the England cricket team when we are in the stadium, in the audience, and we will do that for you as well. So you'll be very well cheered, and we hope you achieve great heights.
So while we pass the mic to little boy over there, why don't we practice a cheer? And right on cue, the mic is with the little boy.
Have you ever felt that you've had to go through some time that you've thought twice about going to continue with your sports career? And if you have, what made you continue? If anyone's motivated.
Good question. I think they talked a little bit about that. There have been low times, but at that lowest time when you thought, okay, that's it, I want to give up, what was it that made you get up and carry on?
Family sport. Without family sport, we can't get up and move. और ये मेरे साथ मैं मतलब काफ़ी बार मेरे साथ हो चुका है। इवन अभी रिसेंटली भी हुआ, मैं ओलंपिक्स गया, वहाँ पे अच्छी परफॉर्मेंस नहीं, फिर मैं डाउन हुआ, फिर मुझे सोचने में मजबूर हुआ कि मैं आई कैन मूव और नॉट। मतलब ये सब चीज़ें अप एंड डाउन बहुत स्पोर्ट्समैन की लाइफ में, तो आप कभी भी ये चीज़ें आ सकती हैं, तो हमें हर वक्त रेडी रहना पड़ता है इस चीज़ के लिए। और विदाउट स्पोर्ट, स्पेशली फैमिली स्पोर्ट के बिना ये पॉसिबल नहीं होता है।
Anybody else want to answer that? Abhay?
So September, just a personal story. So October last year was, there was a time where I was really about to stop playing squash. And actually from 2017 to 2020, I was living in the UK, in a small town north of Leeds called Pontefract. I was training under an English coach who unfortunately passed away in 2020. So, I went through all our emails, and he just said one thing. He said, the sun rises the next day. And, it felt like the end of the world, but 6 months later, I knew that I was going to be in Birmingham, so the sun did rise.
And we hope the sun, and we know the sun will keep on rising for all of you. Okay, I said one last question, but I've been told there's one more question at the back, and this will be the last question, because we do have to let the team go back. They still need to prepare and get their rest to be the best for the games for us. So after this question, we're going to do a photograph, and then they're going to have to leave. So question, please.
Thank you. Hello? Okay, you can hear me. Hi, my name is Raj Mehta. I'm the mayor of Chalford region. My question to you is, shall I say in English or Hindi? Hindi में कह देता हूँ, so सभी को अच्छी तरह आप सुनेंगे। जब मैं बचपन में स्कूल जाता था, रिपोर्ट आती थी, और गेम्स के अंदर, स्पोर्ट्स के अंदर अच्छा मार्क होना हो, मैथ्स, इंग्लिश, साइंस के अंदर ए भी होना चाहिए था। और एक बार ना की मेरी रिपोर्ट में गेम्स में ए आ गया, और घर वालों ने कुछ अच्छा नहीं समझा, आपने मैथ्स में, इंग्लिश में, साइंस में अच्छे ग्रेड क्यों नहीं लिए? आपको आज देखकर खुशी आती है, आप हमारी नेक्स्ट जनरेशन हो, हमारे बच्चे हो। इन बच्चों के लिए एक बार जोर से ताली प्लीज। जो सपोर्ट किया है हमारे बच्चों को, हम भी ये सपोर्ट करेंगे। मेरे यहाँ 2 बच्चे आए हैं, मेरे बेटे, बड़ा बेटा किक बॉक्सिंग वर्ल्ड चैंपियनशिप में जाना चाहता था, वो उसके टांगों में थोड़ी दिक्कत आ गई, 2 साल डिलेड है, और आप ही आज इंस्पिरेशन देके इसकी ट्रेनिंग हो शुरू होगी। करो जरा इसको दिखाओ, इसकी मैं ट्रेनिंग शुरू कराऊंगा, आपकी इंस्पिरेशन देखकर इसको दोबारा भी किक बॉक्सिंग के लिए हम भेजेंगे। और आप एक बात जो बता दें, नेक्स्ट जनरेशन को आप आज कुछ ना कुछ ऐसा मोटिवेशन दे के जाओ कि हम जो पेरेंट्स हैं, हम अपने बच्चों को हॉर्स स्पोर्ट्स में आगे करें। तो इंडिया किसी से काम नहीं है, हम आगे जाएंगे, हम जीत के जाएंगे। कॉमनवेल्थ हमारा है। थैंक यू।
That's a perfect question, and I'll tell you why, because that was going to be my last question as well. So you've asked it, so I don't have to. So it's really about what advice, what motivation can you give to the next generation youth of today who might want to take up sport? क्या कहना चाहोगे आप?
So वही कहना चाहूँगा कि जैसे हम बच्चे होते हैं, हमने अपने पेरेंट्स को जब हमारा बर्थ होता है तब से हम देखते हैं उन्हें, तो हमें हमेशा ये याद रखना चाहिए कि उन्होंने हमारे लिए क्या क्या सैक्रिफाइसेस किए हैं। तो ऑलवेज रिमेंबर देयर सैक्रिफाइसेस एंड ऑलवेज वर्क टुवर्ड्स द बेटरमेंट ऑफ योर कंट्री, ऑफ योर सोसाइटी, ताकि एट द एंड ऑफ द डे आपको वही लोग याद रखेंगे। सबसे पहले वो देखेंगे कि ये कौन सी कंट्री से आया है और सबके साथ कैसा बिहेव कर रहा है। सो ऑलवेज रिमेंबर सैक्रिफाइस ऑफ योर पेरेंट्स and always work towards the betterment of your country.
Thank you. So Harinder Pal was saying that when we grow up as children, we should always remember the sacrifices our parents have made for us. And then whatever we do going forward, think about being a good person, think about being a good human, and think about being good and doing good for your country and representing your country. Did I get that right?
Yeah.
Good. Okay, so I'm afraid that's it for the Q&A. I know everybody had more questions, and I wish we had more time to do all of the questions, but I'm afraid we don't. The next bit, what we're going to do is a bit of a logistical challenge that I'm going to need all of your help for. So first of all, I'd like to invite back onto stage Dr. Shashank Vikram, Shri Sujit Ghosh, and Shri Anil Khanna. Back on the stage, and what we're going to do, we're going to stand up and move forward a bit. I think Jinal will come back on the stage as well, and then I think Bill, where are you? You're up there. So Bill is up there and he's going to take a photograph, and the only way the photograph is going to work is if all of you get up and turn around and look at Bill up there, and then what we will get is one photograph with all of us with the representatives of Team India. So can you do that?
Victory.
Okay, all of us. Yeah, look here.
पीछे भी तो लेना
Everyone there. One.
बड़ी वाली फोटो ना मिस हो जाए।
मिस हो इसमें वैसे ही नहीं आना।
बोल ले रहा भाई, बोल ले रहा।